There we go. So, hello everyone. Of course, time for the yearly Crunchyroll Anime Award roast, right? So as always, I'm already roasting up. I'm already hyped up, guys. This is the worst thing every year. This is incredibly bad, right? But let me say this first thing immediately, right? We have to always kind of address the issue with anime awards in Crunchyroll, right? So first of all, anime awards, or generally speaking, any awards, it's just terrible. You know, the Oscars, whatnot, right? And I haven't really checked out this thing yet. The echo, sorry. Okay, bam, okay. My rant, I got that, yeah. So, if you press, I don't care about the English, right? So we're gonna do this thing, we're gonna go over each category, and of course we're gonna guess before and so on. We're gonna guess before, and I'm of course, fresh here, blind speaking to you guys, right? And we're gonna look at it together, we should release one. But the point is that no one actually should care about the thing, right? No one should care, okay? No one should care about the Oscar and so on, right? That's my first thing, because everything of this is all so insanely terrible for so many reasons, right? But that's like for every award thing. But the anime awards are like literally the worst award system. We don't have to ignore the fall now. We don't have the judge that has like 9 of the power since last year, which makes no sense. But of course, the anime awards are really with pretentious bullshit, right? It's always like, oh, this is a terrible anime that no one actually liked, but they pick it as their top anime, right? Because, well, this anime is like, oh, it's kind of interesting, special, different, right? And of course, they mostly have just the very few popular animes or the very few pretentious animes. Right? Very pretentious and popularity. It is basically never the actual good animes, so to speak. I mean, of course, it might be a good anime or popular, and the major thing is that because the judges, which are terrible judges, know what they're talking about, they pick out basically the only 5 anime they saw last year. It's the same thing every year. They haven't seen the animes. And I literally mean they haven't seen the animes. Not except the first few very popular ones. And of course, the biggest thing always, right, is the whole protagonist and antagonist thing, where the judges doesn't even know the difference between the words. Every year is the same. You're like, my god. So not only do you think that antagonist means evil, which doesn't, right? The Eren thing, my classic favorite thing when Eren was both one year, which makes literally no sense because you can't be both at the same time. Eren is like Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, right? Anakin is the main character and the protagonist in like the second Star Wars movie, but in the 5th Star Wars movie, he's the antagonist. A character can change the role in a storyline, right? But if you ask me who is the antagonist of like Star Wars 2, if I say Darth Vader, then that's basically illogical, right? That's basically Crunchyroll. It doesn't make any sense. And on top of that, right? On top of that, of course, it's, in lack of better words, incredibly agenda-driven and woke, right? And what I mean with that is that every year it's like, oh, here's like a Yuri couple or Yaoi couple, which might be a great couple, but clearly, every year, they only nominate every, so to speak, woke couple, right? No matter if the couple is bad or good, well-written, bad, whatever, how do you grade it, it is absurdly, like, one-sided. And my favorite of that was Sara Sanmai, where they had this yaoi couple, where it's like just a terrible relationship. And the guy lies to him, and he betrays him, and like kills. And it's a terrible, basically, couple, right? In every regard. And of course, there are like hundreds of better couples in anime that year, which happens not to be yaoi, of course. It doesn't make any sense, right? And then of course, character, for example, Lily as best girl. I love Zombieland Sega, but I don't think anyone thinks that she's the best girl. Everyone is Saki. Nobody says those kind of things. Like, it's also weird. And because of that reason, pretentiousness and so on, you can also guess, right? So we're gonna go into it now, but I am usually very good at guessing what you're gonna have because they are very much, by the book, right? Oh, this anime and so on. But anyway, let's get into it. I'm just gonna see how the framing looks better there. Yeah, I think it works pretty fine as it is now. I think we need to like zoom in or something like that, right? I think this works like it looks now. I hope so at least. Tell me if it doesn't work, But anyway, let's go back here. So I think we do best anime last, right? Let's get it up again. There we go. Yeah. So last, I think we do this last, right? It's the funniest thing, and I guess we go like from top to bottom, but we ignore best out of the year. Usually the same like 7,000 animes over and over and over again, right? You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, let's go. Okay, so sorry, I forgot. Before I press the button, you guess right. Okay, so first of all, continuing shows. It's like One Piece, which means right. It is like a weird category because if you just means sequels, that means like infinite number of shows, right? Most animes are actually sequels, right? Most animes are definite sequels. Now I did see it briefly, so I got a little bit cheating there. I did see it said, I did see it say Attack on Titan. So this is just sequels. Because otherwise, usually One Piece means the thing, right? But if it actually just means continuing series, it can mean like Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, one. But it's like almost every. Oh, you have that Mushoku Tensei. Like so many animes are sequels, right? But certainly, Attack on Titan is always like in every category they can put in, so it's certainly gonna be in there every time. I guess it's One Piece because they always hate. I was hitting that, but they hate One Piece. You know, they hate any shortened shows, right? Most of the time. So they usually only pick One Piece in this category every year. But anyway, I think the category is just terrible. But I guess it's like, yeah, it's like sequel versus new shows. So Ocean no Koi definitely gonna be there somewhere, right? So, but it feels like it's an incredible, like you said, an open category for almost everything. Then, yeah, Demon Slayer, One Piece, I guess that. Jujutsu Kaisen, guess that too, of course. I forgot about Demon Slayer, but obviously it's gonna be there. And then last anime, Vinland Saga. But yeah, so this just means like every show has a sequel then. This is kind of what I expect, you know. Like Demon Slayer, I honestly forgot about that being counted as a sequel, but it's what I mean, it's like what it counts here. But yeah, Demon Slayer is what I mean like this is so weird though. A problem here straight up with Attack on Titan is what are they meaning here? I guess they're not meaning the ending. Obviously, Titan has like the worst ending history of mankind, right? Honestly, I think it's gonna be a big thing here in this list, right? So Crunchyroll has probably not counted in the abyssal ending, right? With Eren being like, "I want Mikasa." Yeah, I guess not because this says Chapter Special 1, so it's super weird. So they're only referring to those like 3 episodes with Hanya and so on. Is that what they're putting here? And then the next year they're gonna have Special 2, I guess, which seems incredibly stupid, as always by Crunchyroll. But this also seems really awkward because everyone last year has seen both, you know, Special 1 and 2, and almost everyone, of course, hates the ending. Most people hate the ending, right? But I guess in this award system, they're then ignoring the ending because they're like, no, we only have the first bit, right? You only have the first final bit, not the second bit, and which seems incredibly dishonest because, come on, like this doesn't make any sense, Crunchyroll. They're gonna have so many votes. People are gonna be like, well, I mean, up to the ending it was good, you know what I mean? Like, it's such a incredible, dishonest way to do it. Oh, it's so stupid, it's Christ. But yeah, I guess you're gonna get a lot of votes then because I suppose it doesn't count the terrible ending, right? But honestly, if you're talking about TV shows, One Piece should win easily, in my opinion. If you're talking about actual, like, in my argument, this category should be like shows that are ongoing, right? Which One Piece is by far the best one. But apparently this category is just like any sequel of anything. But see, this is not fair because One Piece isn't the same category as these guys. These other animes, like Spy's Family, and so on, they all have, you know, their second season, right, you know? Vinland Saga 2, yeah, second season, right? One Piece doesn't have a second, it's like a continuation anime. So this category doesn't make any sense. I mean, seriously, One Piece shouldn't be in the same category. One Piece in this kind of naming title should be, you know, compared to other animes that don't have a break, right, you know? One Piece being compared to an anime that has like 12 episodes, perhaps, like Demon Slayer, that doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But they always hate the One Piece, so it's like a really weird way to put One Piece in here. But One Piece, of course, has the whole, you know, end of Wano and Kaido and so on, which is really great. But at the same time, it also has maybe like 40 episodes total, with 20 of them are terrible, like terrible animated, terrible pacing. So that's kind of I think with One Piece 2 why it's so unfair because, you know, it's a weekly anime where, of course, some bits are just really bad in anime, right? You know, really terribly paced, and some other bits, like of course at the end of Gear 5, really good, right? And comparing that then to like Demon Slayer, which is like a 10 episode, super high quality, you know, it doesn't make any sense. Like it's like very, very different kinds of animes, right? It's about a number of episodes and everything. It seems super strange. So, I don't know. It's almost like One Piece here, and personally say that I would say Tsukaisen, of course, is the best one. But with your rules, does it only count the first part of season 2 of Tsukaisen? I don't know, but I would say Tsukaisen then, of course, especially if that counts all the episodes, which it might do. Can I vote here? I have to press one more button now. Oh, can I walk here instead? Then I can't see the next title though. Okay, whatever. Let's just go back again. So best new show then. More interesting perhaps. Shows of course that airing, only this year then I guess, right? So Osho no Koi is like an obviously no-brainer. Which I think Osho no Koi is gonna win a lot because I thought about it at work today, and in my intro, right, I complained about its potential, whatever, so right. But Osho no Koi is one of those animes that actually has a lot of like meaningful characters and so on, right? And also being a good anime. So Osho no Koi is my guess of one of their favorite shows of Crunchyroll. I think that they're gonna pick it on all. Osho no Koi probably be in almost every category, which it can be. Like the opening is gonna be, yeah, just all the opening is gonna be there. And so right, Osho no Koi is gonna be like every category. I think seriously. I mean, it is my favorite. Don't get me wrong, it is also my favorite first new anime this year. So I'm almost saying it's bad. I'm just saying that it kind of fits all the boxes. Idol girls, but like kind of like a weirder thing. Drama about internet bullying, and it has all those like check boxes, right, that they like. So I am sure that Osho no Koi will be in like every category, seriously. All the new anime. Now the thing here is that because Crunchyroll last year didn't have the fall animes for no reason, I'm guessing that the Pochita will certainly be in this category. So they're probably gonna have like Chainsaw Man and Butchie. So they probably will have those two as well. Even if they aired, I know of course they aired 2 years ago. But given Crunchyroll's terrible system, they should be in this now. So see if I'm right here. So I called it obviously Butchie. That was obvious. I should have Evolution, Chainsaw Man, Osho no Koi, Hell's Paradise. That was not top new show. Heavy Delusion, let me rant about that a bit later soon here. And Zoom 100. Okay, so let's start with that then. Okay, so I guess correctly, of course, that Butchie and Chainsaw Man and so on. So the obvious no-brainers, right, in this category. Heaven Delusion is actually an anime that I put on the thumbnail because that is exactly what I mean. Heaven Delusion is a terrible anime. It's a crap, shit, terrible anime. But it, of course, is that pretentious pick. It's gender bender, which I don't mind, but I mean, it's like bad gender bender. Weird, oh, am I dead or something? Am I in heaven, right? But the whole anime is really badly written. The cat has completely unrealistic personalities. And most of it's just like, pretentious garbage, right? Where bad, oh god, it's so slow paced. And it's one of those animes that are weird because it has to be weird, And it's continuously just being weird. But I knew it. I knew it was going to be a lot in Crunchyroll. That's what I mean. Pretentious pick, right? Because it's an anime that is terribly twisted, right? Whatever, right? But because it's one of those like, it's that whole emperor without any clothing, right? That's what it is, yeah. Emperor without any clothing. So it's actually a very, very shallow anime, incredibly pretentious. But because it makes you think, oh, this thing is the one, people have to pretend, right, that by watching it they're intelligent or something. It's a very much like pseudo-intellectual anime, right? And these are always popularized by Crunchyroll every goddamn year. Previously was the Island show. I have forgotten what his name is. It's like on some random island, right? And it's like, oh, it's pretentious. Always like this. And then Zoom 100, very similarly, also a pretty terrible anime. I said it like last week, right? So Zoom 100 is an anime that only people that never read the book likes, okay? Zoom 100 is an anime where if you never read, like, for example, Animal Farm, you think it's good, right? But because it's like, oh my god, let's talk about this, work-life culture, so on. It's very, very juvenile. I think it's honestly very juvenile to like Zoom 100. I feel if it's an anime that people don't like anti-work likes, that never worked in their life. Yeah, it's like, oh no, yeah, that's life, yeah. It's an anime that like 16-year-old likes that never had an actual full-time job or something. I never read the book, yeah. And Osho no Koi, early, right? Into that, almost Chainsaw Man, very popular. Hell's Paradise surprised me because there's so much better. There's so many better first new animes this year. Hell's Paradise. Now, just to point out, I don't like hate Hell's Paradise. I think it's like an okay anime, right? But that's what I mean. It's an okay anime. Honestly, really a weird pick because it's an anime that I would say is like 8 out of 10 maybe. Like I liked it, I react to it. It's not bad. They go to this island, and it's similar to like, I don't know, a Titan in the beginning, fighting Titans, but then it's like more flower enemies, and it's like a little battle royale feel to it. They have like 1 power each kind of thing. I don't know. Like I said, it's like a bad anime, and then they turn into these like gender-bending flower characters. It's pretty cool actually. But again, I like it, but I don't love it. You know what I mean? So I definitely would not say it is top 5, like top 6 or whatever. It's not like in the top of best categories. For me, that makes no sense. There's so many other better first new animes. And I changed the matter about at length 2 years ago, so we'll skip over that for now. No, I have my Pushita here, but come on, like Chainsaw Man is like an obvious popular anime in air, right? Okay, so best film, I would say probably like I've seen that film too. I've seen the Door, the Bunny Sample is a movie. I wonder if Code White is here with Spike's family. I don't know how this category will. It's probably a category of like last year's 2 years ago, like the fall, and usually have a lot of animes at Christmas. So I'm just gonna say I'm very unsure what animes are included here, because I guess if you include the Christmas from 2022, right, like or a year ago, 1/2 a year ago, which is like super popular. So let's just go into it. I don't care that much. It's like, oh yeah, Black Clover, I guess is a good. But yeah, Suzume, that's a door thing. Yeah, the door. Kind of weird categories, but I mean, Hiroshima Love is War is a really good movie. That's what I mean. That's what I'm a little confused what do we count here, because that's also dropped as 4 episodes, right? I didn't see that's 4 episodes. Yeah, I guess that's a movie, but yeah, I would say obviously Love is War is the best movie last year, if that counts. Then it actually didn't air last year. No, it's a Christmas movie. It actually aired 2 years ago. Yeah, it aired 2 years ago, not 1 year ago. And it's a movie. And then it released the episodes last year. So I mean, it's very confusing. So, but whatever. Definitely the best movie, of course. Gurren-sama. Otherwise, I think I probably get the Black Clover. Suzume is pretty good as well. Okay, now best original anime. Honestly, this is a category that's kind of weird. What was so original animes is of course animes that are not based on an anime. The anime is not based on a manga or in a light novel or game, right? So there are very few actual OG animes. So today I watched Metallic Rouge from Bones. There are very few OG animes. Honestly, I can't remember exactly now, like 10 OG animes. I think it was Takt OP last year from Mappa as well. In the beginning last year, probably. Engaged Kiss, was that OG anime? So now, I don't even remember what exactly it's counted as. It's a little hard category, honestly, because you have to like remember what it's counted as OG anime. Body Dad is what I can. Well, like this doesn't make any sense. I guess Mobile Gundam is that. Do It Yourself is pretty cute. Birdie. But this is what I mean. It's like a weird category. So obviously, you know I love Suletta and so on, right? Have a set of figures and so on, yeah. I mean, obviously Gundam is the best OG anime, but it feels weird to me that it's count as an OG anime, because, okay, I guess it isn't based on a manga, I suppose, but it's based on, like, years of Gundam universe, right? I mean, I think it easily is, but it's by far the best OG anime. Absolutely, like no question about it. It's by far the best OG anime. But I just mean, like, should it be counted as OG anime? It's based on so much other stuff beforehand, right? Like, it feels kind of weird. It is I mean, it's not like a sequel to anything in particular, but it's like a sequel inside, a well-established anime world. So yeah, it's the best one of these animes by far. But it's like a weird category to be in. I feel for it. Otherwise, I did really like Do It Yourself though, and also Bad Daddies. It's a pretty good show actually, but Do It Yourself is really adorable. These girls building like a treehouse. So, and Bad Daddies is actually pretty cool as well. Yeah, first felt like a Spike's Family ripoff, which it is, but it actually has a little more unique streak the further it goes, and it's much darker. Is there anything, Bad Daddies is more realistic, and it actually has a lot of dark episodes. But I think the benefit of Bad Daddies is that it's an OG anime. So it's one season, and it ends, of them adopting the daughter and so on. It kind of has the whole thing going there. where Spy's family, you know, it keeps going forever relationship. But it is actually a pretty good anime. I really liked it though, so don't get me wrong. It's like an 8 out of 10 maybe, something like that. Not my favorite anime, but I would put it up in 8 probably. Now, best animation. I mean, obviously here we have like Demon Slayer, right? Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. It's gonna be like Demon Slayer. I think we're gonna get the more roasty categories later. Yeah, here is like under me here is like character have to protect. This is like the best girl, and yeah, it's gonna be weirder. Batman's character, yeah, the spicy categories coming later here, but best animation is kind of like Demon Slayer, you know, Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, it's the higher budget ones. Take a Titan, I guess. You know, yeah, it's the one with the most budget. One Piece they might put in here. The One Piece with Kaido is really good to Gear 5, right? I don't know. But that's what I mean earlier. One Piece is a long-going anime that some episodes are really good animated. Ocean no Koi is good animated as well. It's kind of, I feel it's gonna be the same animes that we have already seen, right? Yeah, the Titan, Chainsaw Man, Demon. I mean, obviously it's gonna be Demon Slayer. Wait, Mob. This is what this is why I hate Crunchyroll so much. Mob Psycho didn't air last year. Come on, man. Like, no, okay? Mob Psycho did not air. Did it air last year? I'm pretty sure it didn't, okay? It's so frustrating because obviously Chainsaw Man didn't air last year either. But, like, Mob Psycho, no, come on. That aired like 2 years ago. Like, Jesus Christ, Crunchyroll. It's so frustrating. I'm thinking trying to guess, you know. And I'm like, okay, it's gonna be Demon Slayer, taking Titan, Kaisen. I've almost done the money on those things. And it's like, what? Mob Psycho is here? Don't get me wrong, it's good animated, but it had like 2 years ago. Come on. Oh my god, it freaking angers me. This place is so stupid, Jesus Christ. When did it air? It has aired end of. Where did it air? It has ended 2 years ago, right? The last anime ended. Wait, original? Why can't I see the latest seasons here? Yeah, it aired. Ended in December, of course. That's what I mean. It's honestly so frustrating, guy. I mean, I'm angry. I mean, it just makes me so. It makes me feel stupid, right? Because like it's hard to guess this show. Honestly, it's hard to guess because sitting here and just being like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean is aired? You know. Like, it's hard to remember that what aired like 2 years ago. And they're throwing in stuff that aired for like 2-3 years ago. Like, basically. It's just very frustrating. But anyway, I mean, obviously, I guess correctly on like Demon Slayer. Yeah, obviously. And I think as always, people are gonna vote for Demon Slayer, right? It's been like a going thing, right? What more can I say? Demon Slayer wins this thing like every year. What more can you say, really? Like, Demon Slayer is incredibly well animated. It really is, though. And I think that, I mean, honestly, Demon Slayer usually is just the best animated thing, right? Animation, of course, is actually a factual thing. I love, like yesterday, I did this like video about Lies of P, right? A lot of hate for it, because, oh no, people are like, oh, you're subjective, say this thing. But the thing is that a lot of stuff isn't actually subjective, okay? A lot of stuff is actually objective. And I hate people are trying to make objective stuff into, it's just your opinion, dude. But it isn't, right, you know? Like with my game review there, no. If I say that this thing here is a weird input button in the game, that's a measurable thing. You can actually look at it and engineering here is bad because this button doesn't respond, this like fits slow and so on. You can actually measure that, okay? It's engineering, right? If I say that Demon Slayer has the best animation, that's like objectively true. It basically always has the best animation for like every year for 3 years now. It's the best animated show, basically, right? And people are gonna say, oh, it's not an opinion. It's like it literally has better animation, right? Because you can measure it. Look at the effect, number of frames and so on. It actually looks much better. And I think that the other animes doesn't really have a chance. Honestly, the best anime probably is Trigun, you know? Trigun has that, how I say it, it's CGI, sorry, covering it, but yeah, Trigun's bottom here, yeah. Trigun has its own, like, Studio Orange, you know, Land of Luster and so on, right? And all the animes, Beastars, they have a really interesting CGI stuff, right? So I would say that the actually, arguably, only anime that I can see be Demon Slayer is Trigun. It has a very different kind of animation, right? But obviously it's a very, like, popularity vote is never gonna, it's the least popular anime of these 6, right? But that has a very unique thing. Obviously Demon Slayer is better than that, right? Not saying that Jujutsu Kaisen and so on doesn't do good, right? But Demon Slayer is a very different beast altogether, and it's almost getting kind of boring because every year Demon Slayer has been in fact the last 3 years, right? And it always wins. It always wins. People always vote for it, but anyway, character design. Now, this is a category that I genuinely hate. I hate everything. No, but this is a category that never makes sense to me because for me, it really feels to me like you have to define this thing correctly. And as we know, Crunchyroll never defines anything correctly. My point is that character design, you can separate the two different things, right? Is it either like how a character looks, is purely like, this thing and this shot and so on, right? But usually for me, of course, as a game developer and game designer, right? Character design for me means like the whole character, like how they look, how her personality is, how her power is, right? For example, the most obvious thing, you have like a woman with red hair, she might have fire powers, right? Because then the player can look at the kid, oh, she's red hair, probably fire powers. The blue-haired woman might have water powers, you know what I mean? That's a part of character design, right? Because it's like easier to understand the powers or whatnot, right? Or her personality fits her power, and this thing and that thing, right? That is for me character design, the whole package, right? But this category, I feel, the early years, it's kind of wishy-washy. Sometimes it's pure visual, and sometimes it's the actual lore and the backstory and everything together. So I never know in this category. I never know. But what characters can it be then? It's gonna be probably maybe Oshinokoi. I would think the mom, well, yeah, actually, a problem with this category is that I guess they're referring to the whole assembly cast of characters. They're not referring to just like one or two characters, right? So if anything, One Piece probably should win with the most diverse cast or something. Yeah, I'm like, wait, but yeah, whatever. I'm gonna guess then. Oshinokoi was there, though. I guessed it correctly though, but it's the same anime in every category. Like, why don't you even have this list, man? This is what I mean. Oh my god, this is what I mean. And Trigun, yeah. It's like, why have we changed the image though? Interesting enough, because these guys are again. But this is exactly what I mean. Don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong. I love Chainsaw Man. I have it here, right? But I mean, it's like, this is what I mean. Before I even started this stream, I was like, oh, it's gonna be the judges of this show. They only watch like 5, 6 anime. I mean, don't get me wrong. Chainsaw Man, great character design. But Jesus Christ, you can't have every anime in the same category. Or no, we have seen literally these 6 animes before, right? It's like almost exactly the same anime as like last category. It's like, what's the point then? Best animation, Demon Slayer. Best character, Demon Slayer. It's like, is it the same? It's every year. One year they had Megalobox, so like 15 categories, right? Yeah, it just feels like I like Oshinokoi, but it feels like, I don't know, it feels weird. Like, it's every category now. It just seems strange, guys, right? That being said, though, which has the actual best character design? Hell's Paradise has pretty good character design. They all different powers and so on. Trigun is like a weird pick. I do love it, but it's like a weird pick, though. It's just the same thing the last time. It's Kaisan. I don't know. I would probably like Chainsaw Man because of their weird powers and how they act and so on. Obviously, Denny is like. But yeah, no one is gonna vote for Trigun. Like Trigun, I did reaction and reviews, right? I've obviously seen the OG stuff. I've heard the manga of the OG stuff, and that scene with Vash and Legato is like one of my all-time favorite animes. Right? So I'm a huge Trigun fan. But I clearly saw it, right? I was doing my reactions and so on, and they got like 50 views, and no one cared, yeah. And I posted them on the Reddit and so on, and etc. And in different Trigun communities, and people liked them and even shared them and everything. I still got like 100 views, right? No one cared about Trigun, yeah. It's like classic anime. It was like it's CGI, Studio Orange, but it was like completely overshadowed. But oh yeah, Mushoku should be in the list. That is a great point. It's a great point. Crunchyroll, that is also a really good point. Mushoku Tensei, right, is an anime that Crunchyroll really hates, okay? I've been over this last year, right? Crunchyroll despise Rudy as well, because you know how Rudy is anti-woke or whatever, right? They really, really hate Rudy. So last year, they didn't include MT at all because it's like the wrong season or whatever, right? And the year before that, they had it in one category, like best fantasy or something. Yeah, it was like, it was one category where they clearly cheated, where it got a lot more votes because it compared their site to other anime voting sites, and Slime had like a tenth of that one or whatever. And for some reason on Crunchyroll site, MT only got like 10 votes. Like, it didn't make any sense. Like, it was super strange. Okay, so they have a history of always hating almost Tenshi and Rudy and so on, right? And they actually should have Mushishi here now, as of course, its second season aired with going to school, obviously the AD, you know, the whole rooted issues. And if you see my top 10 list, right, I have it, of course, in my top 10 is basically one of the best animes, right? You know, I must love Mushishi. Even though, honestly, in my opinion, that was a weaker season than the previous season, right? Because I felt with Spikey Slane, you know. But that's a great point. We haven't seen MT yet, even though it has great character design, great animation, definitely one of the best animes. But I think it's like every year, right? They're gonna do the best that they can to not pick it in. And that's how you also know that Crunchyroll is a complete scam, right? Because they are telling the judges you're not allowed to have this anime in your list, right? You know, the best example is. But that is purposely forgotten. Best director, I don't really care about. So every season or year, I mean, best director is basically the same, right? Best director, it basically just be the same thing as best anime and so on, but basically every time. Yeah, Oshinokoi, Chainsaw Man. Like, why do we even have? Oh yeah, already here. Like, every category is not a single new anime. We had the Heavenly, Yusukai, Attack on Titan. Yeah, this has been like the same. So far, we have seen almost exactly the same anime in every category. I mean, we're halfway through it now, right? And then, okay, interesting point. Best cinematography. I would say it's kind of the same thing as animation. And honestly, it's probably be the same animes again. Yutsukai-san, Demon Slayer. Like, yeah, like what do you have different here? Isn't it the same thing? It isn't exactly, I guess, but you know what I mean. It's very, very similar direction too. There's an art and art direction. Oh my god! All these categories are basically almost the same thing. They're very different nuance to them. But given how they don't have many animes they've seen, they're gonna have the same animes every category, right? Oh, it's Chainsaw Man? It's literally not a single new anime. Like, you can just guess. Oh my god, I knew it, yeah. It's Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, Demon Resolution, Venus, it's okay. It's like, oh, Crunchyroll. Never change Crunchyroll. I love you guys. Never change. You have 25 categories, and it's gonna be like the same 7 or 8 animes in every category. Like, no other anime is gonna be mentioned. No, I don't know. Nagatoro, I don't know. No, you must potentially. No other anime. Gundam was in one category. Yeah, like no Suletan. They're gonna have 0 categories. It's just like, what's even the point of having categories? You just have one category with 6 anime. It's like, okay, yeah, same thing. Like, come on, it's gonna be the same thing again in art direction. Chainsaw Man, Zoom 100, that's true. Zoom 100 is there, 200 meters. Zoom 100, yeah, Zoom 100, guys. Yeah, okay, great. The second time. Like, what is the point of having? What is the point of having best art, best character design, best direction, best art direction, and best, you know, whatever, choreography, whatever, if you only have the exact same animes, more or less, right? Like, there's no difference between these animes. And the thing is that this is really so funny because they want to sound all intelligent. Oh, we have this thing and that thing. It's not the same thing. It isn't. But then you should really have different animes here. Right? There are other animes aired last year, and same thing other years too, right? Where they have maybe a very interesting character design that isn't like the mainstream thing, you know? That is like, oh my god, look at this anime. Oh my god, this anime is amazing. It has a very, very unique character design. Let me take a pick here from my own list here. I'm lazy, guys. So, for example, when I wrote my top 10 list. What animes did we have last year? We had, for example, Bleach. Bleach has a really good character design, right? If anything, Bleach is a very good character design. Tite Kubo is the master of character design. Dark Gathering has a very good character design. Every ghost has their own abilities. Helk is interesting. Let's see here. Liar, Gundam. Skip the Lovecraft base at the Stone. Mega Man spin-off. Alltså, det shit, I guess. Tokyo Revenge actually has a pretty cool character design. Honestly. Lum. Add as well. Nier Automata is completely forgotten, right? In this, and Danmachi also had a very good season. Right? Nagatoro, so on, of course, and Shadow of Imminence also aired, of course, with good character design. But you get what I mean. I can sit here and list a bunch of different animes that I would say have good character design and different stuff, right? So if you're gonna have this thing where, we distinguish between. My point, of course, if you're gonna have a category where we have to like differentiate animation versus like character design, then you have to look at the actual design of the characters, right? But they don't do that. They use like these categories, these 6 categories. It's like one category. It's no different here. It's the same thing. Right? Yeah, it's almost literally the exact same pick every time. It's like one difference between one of them. Yeah, it's like the exact same thing. Anyway, now we're getting to the more spicy ones, because now we're gonna have all these characters before are all terrible, as I was saying. I feel now it's gonna get better, honestly, probably, because now we're getting into the genres, right? Best romance, best comedy. Now we're actually getting into, obviously these animes will appear again, obviously, but now we're gonna have a little more difference, right? Because they have to actually pick, like, they can't just have Demon Slayer as best romance. Doesn't make any sense, right? They have to actually pick a little bit different here. So best romance, I mean, obviously I would say Danish to My Heart is gonna be there. Kaguya-sama, if that counts, I guess, because I had it in movie before, so that's my number one, of course, obviously. Kaguya and President, yeah, that's the best. Nagatoro, I guess I would say as a romance. I have me behind me there. Look at how romantic she is. What more do we have that I had last year that's a good romance? I mean, honestly, Mushoku Tensei has arguably the best romance with, of course, Rudy and Sylviette, but they're gonna hate that, right? So maybe, but I very much doubt so. I very much doubt so. What more do we have? Skip to Loafer. It's an anime I really like. That probably will be Slice of Life later here in this category, but that's a good romance too. So that's probably my picks. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, Skip to Loafer, as I said, right? Obviously, it's gonna be there, which is a very good anime. I really like it. Really recommend it. Very, very good anime. And also, of course, Daggers to My Heart, as I call it, right? And then we have Tomo-chan, which I think Horimiya is interesting. Horimiya is like a sequel, though. Horimiya is actually a very weird anime because, how to say it, they aired season 1 like 2 years ago, right? Which is a pretty good rom-com, don't get me wrong, it's a pretty good storyline. They aired Horimiya, but they finished it, basically. But it skipped over like 100 chapters in the middle, right? So this one, Mr. Peace, is basically like, it's not season 2, it's like episodes taking place between the ending and the start of the first season, right? Which they skipped over, basically. So I don't think it's a very good anime, because it's very disjointed, where they like throw in like, this happened, it should have been in first season, I never felt it was like a very good thing. My love story with Yamada is decent. I don't think it's very good. It's like, she meets this gamer guy, and yeah, it's okay. It's like marriage. Yeah, I think the other ones are okay. They're like mid. Horimiya, I do like Horimiya season 1 though, but I mean, this like, yeah, I don't know, spin-off or whatever you call it, it's kind of weird. I would say that Skip to Loafer is the best one. No, I do really like Tomo-chan. It's a girl, right? I love tomboys, so generally it's an anime I really personally like. But similarly to Horimiya, actually, in Tomo-chan, it had a very weird ending, where basically it's like, the last episode or whatever is like, they're skipping like 50 chapters, I don't know. They just skip to the end, right? I haven't read the manga, so suddenly they're at the end, right? It's just really weird. So I went and read the manga afterwards. Yeah, they skipped like half the manga chapters, basically. To just jump to how it ends. So it's a very like unfortunate ending where they like, we have to end it. So honestly, Horimiya and Tomo has the exact same issue, basically. Where they just jump to the end, right? I hate this. So it felt very unearned, basically. Suddenly they basically were married then. You know what I mean? Like, it feels really weird. Otherwise, I would say it's one of my favorite animes. But not, until at the end, maybe the first 10 episodes. Skip to Loafer though, very good anime. Basically about how to say it, she's like a weirdo, country bumpkin girl, moves to Tokyo and wants to be the president. Yeah, and goes to school and wants to be like a political or something. And she's just adorable. And she has like, I don't know, she's just super nice to everyone, but has bad personal skills or something. and fun stuff happens. Yeah, fun stuff happens. And then the guy is like a former child actor that wants to like, I don't know, not be anonymous, doesn't want to be famous or whatever, right? So on. He wants to quit. And yeah, they're like best friends or whatever. It's a really nice slice of life show. I think it's one of the best. I think it's my top 10 this year. It's a very, very good anime. And it's obviously going to reappear here in Slice of Life, certainly. I missed Nagatoro there, which is of course my favorite comedy, which I have it behind me. So yeah, best comedy, easily Nagatoro of course, which is the best comedy I think straight up, right? Mushoku Tensei I think is really fun, right? Really, really fun. Now we have to remember that they have these really weird rules of adding fall from 2 years ago, right? Like Chainsaw Man. So Butchie should be here, and it's also a really good comedy anime. So I guess they're gonna have Butchie here, which probably will win, right? Butchie the Rock, even though it aired like 1.5 years ago because Crunchyroll is stupid. So I have to admit I haven't finished Insomniac after school. I have to admit it. Maybe I should finish it. I will admit I haven't actually watched it to the end of it. Sitting at the first half of it. Check it out then. What do you guys think about comedy then? Because now I'm kind of stuck here. Like, Nagatoro for me is like a super obvious winner, but I think Butcher will be there for some reason, and that should win. And I'm trying to like figure out other comedies. Well, yeah, I guess Dangers to My Heart is a pretty funny show too, rom-com. The thing is that these are very overlapping, right? You know, romantic comedy usually are. But yeah, Butcher as I called, right? It's no Nagatoro, so there's no Nagatoro. There's no Nagatoro in my comedy. This is clearly bullshit. They use hate on Besko Nagatoro because she's cray, and they can't stand. I mean, obviously, the best comedy is Nagatoro. Okay, like Jesus Christ, Crunchyroll got a bunch of. God damn it is. I mean, Zoom 100 bottom, like no fucking shit. Seriously, like I want acting. Okay, this is so bad. Okay, this is so stupid. I mean, Zoom 100 isn't even a comedy. Isn't even that funny. Like, okay, I'm not saying I never laughed watching Zoom 100. It got me to laugh sometimes, but it's not a comedy. It's an action drama with some slapstick comedy, right? Like Zoom and like Marshall is also not a comedy. It's like saying that One Piece is a comedy, right? It's like a shonen anime with jokes. Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Nagatoro is like pure comedy. It's like a joke after joke after joke. Like, I mean, like that's an actual comedy show. I wouldn't even call that these animes are comedy except Loom, this is a comedy. This is a comedy, and Butch is a comedy. These two are actual comedies, like the actual comedic genre. It's Butchie and Loom, which are focused on jokes, right? These 4 other animes aren't comedy. I mean, okay, Spike's Family is like a slice of life, comedy, action, you know. But again, it isn't focused on comedy. Loom is an actual comedy anime. And Nagatoro is clearly the best comedy anime. Now anyway, Loom then. This season actually aired 2 years ago. But, yeah, I mean, if Loom wins, very unlikely. It's popular in Japan, right? And, you know, so not much maybe in, what is here. Like I said earlier, Butchie probably will win. And these two should win here because these are actually comedy animes, like focus on pure jokes, right? Like Loom is like no story, right? It's joke after joke after joke, right? Obviously, Loom is way funnier than like Zoom 100. I'm not even laughing at watching Zoom. It's like barely has any jokes in it. Like seriously, is there any episode in Zoom 100? I've seen the whole anime, right? Is there any episode where they have like a comedy focused episode? I would say 0. Okay. I literally can't remember an episode in Sub 100 where it was focused on comedic aspects. That, in my opinion, doesn't exist in the anime. I mean, certainly they have jokes, but you know, I mean, it's like a few jokes every now and then, but it's not like a joke episode even. Incredibly shitty, as always, on Crunchyroll. But that is wholesome, yeah. I mean, I guess, but not really comedy either. And MASH definitely is not a comedy either. It has parody, but not a comedy. Also, Megamin there. Yeah, Megamin is way funnier. Konosuba spin-off. Not as funny as the actual main. And obviously, I'm Aqua behind me. Of course, I'm very happy for finally getting Konosuba Sentry, of course. But yeah, the spin-off with Megamin was also way funnier than like Zoom 100 or whatever. I mean, Jesus Christ, what an incredible, terrible category. Anyway, best action will probably just be like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, who cares? It's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same as before. Yeah, it's gonna be Demon Slayer, Kaisen, Attack on Titan. You know, yeah, oh yeah, Bleach is there. Interesting. They have Bleach from One Piece. Yeah, they actually have Bleach from oh my god, One Piece. Obviously One Piece. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be the exact same anime. You know, Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, Kaisen. Yeah, I'm surprised seeing Bleach though, but I guess they have finally done the Bleach there. But yeah, what can you say? I mean, it's basically the same as before, right? There's no voice there. Yeah, I mean, they obviously have the same thing as they've had, right? It's like and the winner will maybe One Piece can win because it's like the whole Gear 5 thing, and it's a popular anime. So maybe One Piece can win. It's a pure, popularity. But otherwise, Demon Slayer probably wins as always, right? Yeah, like it maybe. These are all like the most popular animes though. This actually is probably the most tight category because it really is all like top popularity animes all at the same time. Yeah, One Piece, Demon Slayer, Bleach, Chainsaw Man, and Attack on Titan. This is all the 6 most popular anime basically. So it actually probably have the most votes, I guess. But yeah, The Girl Without Glasses, that's a comedy and rom-com as well, right? Heart of Dangers of a Heart is a comedy. And obviously, yeah, Konosuba thought it's a comedy. The comedy category is terrible. Like, they had animes that weren't even comedy. This is ridiculous. It's like Bleach is also comedy. I laugh at Bleach, but I'm watching Chainsaw Man. You know, I laugh at Pushita and Danny doing stuff. I laugh at that. It's like, anything can be a comedy if you have jokes in it. Jujutsu Kaisen has jokes in it. Yeah, it's like, One Piece has a lot of jokes in it. It's just what a terrible category. Again. It's just, I mean, yeah. What a terrible category. Anyway, so best fantasy. This is interesting. Are we finally gonna have Mushoku Tensei? I should go and get my Ghislaine shirt for this thing. Are we finally gonna have Mushoku Tensei for a category? I mean, like I said, they really, really hate Mushoku Tensei. They really hate Rudy. Same thing every year. They do their finest, right, to never promote it. And it's kind of hilarious now when Sony has bought the thing. So they have to kind of promote it a little bit, but they don't want to do it, you know. The same thing with some of the games that Sony has in PlayStation, and you know they don't want to promote the games because the people working in America doesn't want the game to sell well. It's like absurd. And next week we have one of my favorite games coming out, Yakuza, Like a Dragon, of course, 2 then, which I'm really hyped because I love the first game. One of my favorite games. I love Ichiban. I wonder if the game is gonna be censored on PS5, maybe. I bought it for PS5, so I'm questioning that now. Might be censored. But anyway, best fantasy. I mean, it really should be Mushoku Tensei, hands down, right? Like, no discussion about that. Let's see. It's not. It's here. It's actually there. I'm honestly surprised that it's there. Asian Megan's Prime under me. Yeah, I'm honestly surprised it's there. I was like, this is the only one category when they have to put it in. Yeah, they're gonna refuse to pretend that empty doesn't exist because they hate Rudy so much. But it's like him last year. They have to put it in fantasy. They can't pretend that it's not real. They have to be like, okay, it exists in this category. And I'm no Demon Slayer is there, but otherwise, of course, this anime which crushed other animes, right? People are gonna vote for it 1,000 times more than Hell's Paradise. So it's gonna completely, you know, overshadow whatever also my ranking and matches, of course. But it might still lose to Demon Slayer. So it probably will lose everything, yeah. But this means that there's only one category it will be in, and it's fantasy. And I keep saying it, but they hate it so much. It's gonna be like fantasy. It was the exact same thing last season. Yeah, they had it in 1 year. Yeah, one season fantasy, which it lost to Slime. Yeah, which it lost to Slime, and it made no sense because I said it earlier because on every other site, right, when they had voting, yeah, Slime lost. Mushoku Tensei, like massively lost, like 8 times less votes on one of the sites on Twitter and so on. It was like massively less popular than Mushoku Tensei. But yet on Crunchyroll site somehow, Slime was several times more popular than Mushoku Tensei. Like it genuinely made no sense because if you have like 10 different voting, you know, comparable places, right, and one of them is really off, right? It's like a political vote, you know. We have probably this year Trump versus Biden, right? And if you do like, you know, 10 different, you know, vote, like who gonna vote for thing, and everyone is like, oh, I want to buy them. And then there's one one company that is like, oh, everyone said Trump. You probably don't believe that because you're like, well, it seems like you have an agenda here because every other 19 other sites they got Biden to win, but you are saying this thing. This is very unlikely. Yeah. Then you don't only do question you question them, the data. You question like, do you might have an agenda here? Like it seems. To me, it seems like foul play, right? The MT lost to Slime in popularity again because it won in every other place except on the Crunchyroll site. Like it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, it's probably will lose here to Demon Slayer and will very likely beat the other ones, right? Honestly, I was very disappointed in Osama ranking. Like I haven't finished it, right? I love the anime. Mama Healing, best character, right? I have seen her episode, of course, so I've purposely seen the episode Healing in mostly, but this is very weak, honestly, in my opinion. It's kind of like if you've seen the OD show, right? You have a story A to B, right? And this takes place in between that, so it's like the episodes are just sporadically taking place between the beginning and the end of the first anime, right? Just like Horimiya pieces, and there's no real. They're not connected to each other at all, right? It's like side stories between the characters, and it just feels kind of disjointed, the whole thing. And I don't know, like the quality felt massively dropped there. So I only watched mostly the Healing episode, of course. Mama Healing, which is the best character, and then the Cavash boss. And then Magus Bride, I haven't finished it because I got very disappointed right in the first season. Actually, when I started this channel, that was about the time that this anime aired, the first season. So that was one of the first animes I actually reviewed on the channel. And I liked it up to like episode 18, 19 or so. And then I got massively disappointed in the ending of the first arc, basically. Of the first major bad guy. I really disliked how they ended that. So, I don't know, I haven't felt interested, honestly, in watching this season. It also has been a few years in between, and I was like, I don't care anymore. I don't know. But I don't think it's that good, right? Okay, so drama is now, and drama is just like a very loose term, right? Like kind of like action, it can be almost anything, I feel. But I'm gonna guess that Oshinokoi, of course, is here. Oshinokoi feels like the obvious no-brainer to win this team, right? Ultimate mom and so on. I kind of regret now. So when I bought my new figures on Black Friday last year, I bought, for example, this Maki figure. Obviously, best girl figure. That figure is awesome, though. But there's one figure I was thinking of buying for a long time. That was, of course, Mom, Hoshino Ai. But then I bought the Soletta figure. I'm like, I should have bought Mom. Yeah, I should have bought the Mom figure. I don't know. I also really liked Gundam, right? So I think it was there were coming another Hoshino figure this year, I think, because they have like the first figure, they come a better figure next year, right? So I think I'm gonna buy one this year. But anyway, yeah, I love Oshinokoi. Oshinokoi will probably very likely win this category, and then Heavenly Delusion is probably there. I guess that's like a drama mostly, right? Like I said, drama is an open category, so I guess attention is a drama too, right? Like what actually counts as drama? Whatever. It's gonna be Oshinokoi probably gonna win this thing. That would be my guess. See, I think the Titan's not drama. This is so stupid. But the Oshinokoi obviously is there, as I guess, right? That's like a no-brainer drama to me. It's a drama show. As I also guessed correctly, Heavy Delusion, right? I said it too. It's kind of what I expected. But Attack on Titan isn't a drama for a second. I hate that. Happy Marriage, that's a drama though. And then we have Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga is probably pretty accurate because it is action, but season 2 is probably more drama than it's action. Season 1 is like an action show. Season 2 on the farm and the end of the farm and so on. It's definitely more a drama thing. So that actually is pretty fair, I think. But Oshinokoi, I feel, is what I would say drama, right? More personality and so on. Yeah, Attack on Titan, of course, is a terrible pick. Tell me how's that a drama? How's that a drama? How's that a drama? Drama for me is like, again, Oshinokoi, It's like, oh no, this thing, who killed my dad? I had to figure out, my mom got attacked by someone. I have to figure it out. That's the drama to me, basically. Attack on Titan is like Eren is doing the rumbling, and that is certainly dramatic. But I don't know how it's a drama. Like, I mean, how is a drama, guy? I don't know how is that a drama? It's dramatic, right? How is that a drama whatsoever? Is it a drama because Mikasa is like, I love Eren or something, and Ymir is also. Yeah, I have no idea why Auto is in the drama category. Like, it doesn't make any sense. To Your Eternity is also not a drama for that matter, but Vinland Saga I could at least see, right? So To Your Eternity, To Your Eternity is interesting because the first season I would argue for is more a drama, but the second and action, but the second season when they have this like siege arc, where it's like half of the season, where it's like defend when my god, his name escapes me now. My god, Fu. When Fu is defending this like castle, right, against the blobs things, right, whatever, the evil ones, the swarm. That is not a drama for a second. It's like a Titan. Actually, it's quite similar. He's basically building walls against Titans, right? And it's just like an action show. There's not much drama straight up in half that season whatsoever. He's basically just like a combat anime. And also it's terrible. In my opinion, right, To Your Eternity is really terrible second season, right? I think it's straight up is. Because it goes from this like a drama, I guess, and emotional, oh no, my best friend died, so now I got his powers, and it's sad, and I'm crying, and it's all like, I lost my best friend, I lost my love, so on and so forth, it's very dramatic, right? But the next season is like, oh, I don't care anymore, so I can like revive them or something, so I lose the actual empathy for them, because like, who cares? And then he has like a massive war arc for like 12 episodes. It's like completely gone away from being like this emotional journey of what is humanity and what is friendship, and it just turned into this like basic shonen show. I don't know. It's very strange. In the end of the season, he just revives people all the time, and he's at least the author makes some point of like the characters are not afraid of death anymore because he can survive them or something, and it gets kind of an interesting point of it. But I don't know. And everything with that stupid grandkid. Oh god, I remember. Yeah, oh god, flashbacks. Yeah. So he has this antagonist, right? And her, what is it, sixth grandkid, like great grandson, is now his follower or something, and everything that is terrible. Why do you trust him? I hate every scene with that. Every scene where they were like, I don't want to talk about it. It's so bad. Okay, Sense of Life. It's mostly gonna be the same as again, right? But Skip to Loafer is obviously, I would say, the best live show, right? And it's probably gonna be the same themes up here, comedy, romance shows like Daggers to My Heart, those kind of shows that we've already seen. Maybe Nagatoro, but yeah, Butch. I had this to I guess. But yeah, it's also gonna be a single new anime, right? Yeah, Skip to Loafer is gonna be the same. Like I said, it's also gonna be the same rom-coms, right? The comedy, romance. I mean, these are just comedies, I guess. But you know what I mean? Like the rom-com. Yeah, it's just weird categories, right? Like, what's the point, basically? It's gonna be the same thing again. It's just like they have to really be more. I think a huge issue, right? Always with this category. I can't speak. How would I explain it? I think a big issue is that you have to be more like strict. What does this actually mean, right? Like, it's obviously Attack on Titan as a drama is stupid, so they're never strict, right? They have a huge issue of being very bloated, and everything kind of counts everywhere. It's always the same issue every year that they don't really care, right? The shows can go in any direction, really. And that's why it's like really weird, because so many shows are the same thing over and over again, right? But if they were much stricter on what actually counts as this category, this show would be so much better, right? So for example, Skip to Loafer is a very good slice of life show, right? And this should probably be the winner, but also is an actual slice of life anime. A bunch of other animes shouldn't like fit in here just because they are romantic comedies, right? They don't have the same thing. It feels like you have to kind of divert them and be like, this is here, it can't be there, right? In one way, it would be really interesting if they basically had the rule of you can't be in more than one category, right? At least when it comes to genres. You basically shouldn't be able to be in more than one category unless you have like a very clear overlap how you present it, right? But think about that, right? Imagine Crunchyroll having like, but if you're in a comedy anime, let's say Nagatoro, comedy anime, now Nagatoro can't be in like romantic because yes, it is a rom-com, but it's mostly a comedy, right? It can only be in one of them, right? Skip to Loafer is Slice of Life primarily, okay? It can't be in like romance, right? That's basically how it should have been. There would be a much better system. Okay? You can only be in one genre category. You can of course be in like two categories like animation and you could be in like best art direction. You can be that, but you can't be in like you can't both be an action and like comedy. You're either one of them, right? You have to have only your primary genre as your category. That would make this thing so much better, so much better. It would make so much more sense, right? And then of course, one thing that Crunchyroll does, I feel is very bad, honestly, very unfortunate for anime fans or whatever, right? Is that they're not really presenting new anime picks, right? Like when I try to make my own top 10 or whatnot, right? I want to also recommend this anime is great, this anime. I never care about what is the popular anime, right? But Crunchyroll is sort of completely casual shit, right? It's basically all the popular shows, right? I mean? There's so many other animes that are fairly good last year, but they have zero, exposition here, right? Yeah, there's zero popularity here. So they ignore them completely, right? But if they had better categories, much more strict categories, they could recommend like other comedies, other romance, other action shows that people might have heard about, right? And if anything, it probably be better for their own business model as well, because they have most of the shows on their own site, right? So instead of just like talking about the same shows over and over again, they would promote more shows and get more views. Actually, probably, if anything, it's probably a bad business thing as well, right? Because most people won't learn about new animes coming in here, right? If you're less than very casual, you always add it's the same thing over and over again. So you only learn about like 10 new names the best, right? And think about that. If you've never seen animes before, if you look at this list here, they're gonna be the same 5-6 shows over and over again. You won't actually learn that much about the general shows. You should learn about a few shows, right? So it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it's the same thing every year. But I think it's a but I look at it, right? So it should be so much better if you actually had like forced it in, right? Okay, so now we get to the really spicy stuff, though. This is I feel it's most spice of all of them. This is where it really gets like, right? Yeah. So first of all, obviously they have removed best protagonist and best antagonist. And I take credit for that. Because, I always complain and I sent them links and I roasted them and I sent them like I sent them like shit, and I tweeted to them 10 times over that they are complete morons for that they can't understand, of course, protagonist and antagonist and so on, right? And I talked to the judges. Some of them were like, "Oh, same thing." It is the same thing, okay? For example, a protagonist can be evil. You know what I mean? An antagonist can be a good person, right? That's not what defines it, right? And so forth, right? So they changed that. So now they don't have it anymore. Now, yeah, they removed protagonist, antagonist. They're like, okay, he's main character. You just call it main character. However, that does make a massive issue, though. A massive issue of what's lacking here is evil person, right? So they have main character, supporting character, and I guess best girl later on there, or best daughter, right? Anya, whatever, protect. Where is the bad guy? Crunchyroll, where is the bad guy, right? They have not a single category now then, to remove antagonist, that is focusing on the best evil guy, right? It's just stupid shit. Because the main character, it will mostly be a good person, right? And so many anime are driven by having a really good bad guy. But no category now includes a bad person, right? So focusing on who's the best villain, right? So if you have best main character, the next category should be best villain, right? And you can have like whatever, Kaido, whatever, I don't care. Katana Man, you get a point. But these could have been there. And a lot of shows are, again, driven by that. Vinland Saga especially are driven by who is the bad guy, It is a very stupid thing. Yes, we have main character, but where's the bad guys, right? So there's like no showcase of the bad people. But anyway, let's just guess it before I lose all my rage power. Denji, maybe. Rudy should obviously be there. but it's like question what I'm gonna put him there, right? Suletta is a character that's very interesting. It's the main character. Yuji maybe. They obviously will have Eren here. He's not the main character anymore, but they will have Eren here because they don't understand that. So Eren will probably be there. Maybe one of the Heavenly Delusion genderbender character, perhaps. It's a potential choice, right? Maybe like... I mean, they have Demon Slayer like everything, so yeah, Tanjiro, maybe. Because Demon Slayer is like in every category, so why not, I guess. Who's the actual best main character? Megumin, perhaps. Like, seriously, the best main character is probably Megumin, because he really carries her anime. But what I mean, too, I always find it so sad that, like, for me, right, a good main character, they carry their show, right? So you should be able to have a show that isn't 10 out of 10, but the main character does so much that it works, yeah. Like, most shows they're gonna pick are shows that have a good assembly cast, right? But I would rather have the top main character being where the main character is like the really focused character. That's like the Megumin. It's a good example of like a main character. Her and Yun does everything, yeah. And no one else really matters, right? But anyway, it's probably gonna be the, like I said, the shonen stuff. Like, so that I hope there. But yeah, Tanjiro, Ichigo maybe. Luffy might be there though. I feel that they, even though they hate One Piece, they never want to have shonen stuff because it's so mainstream, right? Now with the whole Gear 5 thing, maybe they will have Luffy. Maybe. They would never done it the year before. Never. But now with Gear 5, I could see Luffy being here. Once time in lifetime here. Yeah, so obviously it's Eren, yeah, it's obviously Eren Yeager. He's on Luffy, I called it! I was like, can they have Luffy there? I freaking called it! I was like, they will never ever have Luffy there until this year, because Gear 5. I freaking called it! Sitting here in my One Piece Doflamingo shirt. Yeah, baby. Get up and Doffy. Best bad guy. I freaking called it. I was like, okay, the thing they're gonna have Luffy. For once, they're gonna have to have a little bit One Piece. Because of the Gear 5 thing and the end of Wano, they would never had Luffy ever in million years before this year. They would never had Luffy in the year before. But now they're like Gear 5. So yeah, I freaking knew. I called it, man. They're gonna have Luffy. He probably wins them because One Piece is by far the most popular anime, right? I mean, sure, Eren, but no. Luffy, especially with Gear 5, this is probably the winner easily. And then we have a tour film, maybe a tour, whatever. But otherwise, yeah, I guess it, right? Eren, because they're obsessed with Attack on Titan, even though it has the worst ending of anime history. And Denji is there, which I said probably again, right, with Poseidon, yeah. Mob is there because they forgot it aired 2 years ago. Interesting. And Butchie. So Butchie is actually probably... Butchie is actually probably the best pick here. Ignoring that it aired 2 years ago, Butchie is actually probably the best pick in that she is carrying her show, right? That's what I meant earlier. Butchie is actually like the main character, and that really is the main character, where everything is about her and her craziness, right? And if you remove Butchie, you don't have anything else. Where if you remove Eren, you cannot do that. He's just a bad guy, yeah. So Eren is by far the worst pick because he's not the main character in that season, right? He's just the antagonist that is doing the rumbling, but no one actually looking at Eren. We're following Gabi and so on, right? So, no, he's a terrible pick. I think it's interesting how they're so obsessed with Attack on Titan. But it's the same thing every year. I mean, every year, when I look at this list, right, they have Attack on Titan in almost every category. It's always the same thing. That and Demon Slayer, yeah, it's always Attack on Titan over and over again. And they're obsessed with Eren Yeager, right? Every year. Antagonist, protagonist, historian, Ymir, Yuri, Kappel, like everything they can push into Attack on Titan, they always have it here. And it's really weird, I think, especially after, of course, the Abyssal ending, right? They're really obsessed with it. It's so weird to me, honestly. Like, they're like the biggest fanboys ever of it, and they just never quit. If anything, it's probably even more now, because they feel like they have to overcompensate, right, with the terrible ending. So Eren has to be in every category, because why not? It's Eren, yeah, it's weird. But anyway, I think Luffy's gonna win anyway, though, yeah. Like I said, right, they will never have Luffy before Gear 5. And now when he's there, Aqua, Oshinokoi. He's a good character, but he's probably too intellectual. They're hard for them to grasp Aqua, He's too much of a smart character. But I think they have to, I think the problem is here again, right? That you have to remember that They also have Butchie and so on, and also Mob. The problem is that this is not the last year. Right? This is like a mix of last year and 2 years ago. And now they have to like put in Butchie, because everyone loved Hitori Butchie, and I think it's a good anime. I love the anime too. But now they have to put that anime in there. That was 2 years ago, so that's probably one reason why. Because they also like Ushinikoi, right? But they have to have Butchie in there. They have to have Mob in there. So it's kind of like, because they do, and then it's well, yeah, all those 3 animes actually aired 2 years ago, right? So they have put themselves in a weird corner where they have to like carry over so many animes from last year, which gives them these really weird like categories. But interesting in Luffy's there. I'm happy I guessed correctly there, and like I said though, I think he's gonna definitely probably win. I think, because yeah, this is One Piece is so popular. Now, supporting character can be almost anyone. It's a very weird category. First of all, technically speaking, right, supporting character could be counted as antagonist, right? It could be the bad guy, but I'm guessing they mean like the friend or whatnot, right, of the main character, kinda. It's a weird category, I think, because it's kind of like it's just so open to what it means, right? But I think that Yun is probably the best one, seriously, because if you see Megumin, right, spin off of Konosuba, Yun of course, which also restarted and so when was Aki Tokiyashi there. Yun is such an incredible character, really, and she's really is like the mirror to Megumin, and like all the Megumin jokes, not all of them, but like almost all of them, they need Yun to be there, right? To be like the wall of mirror of Megumin's jokes, right, and her behavior. So Yun, I would say, from an actual like technical writing standpoint, it is by far the best supporting character, because she really brings in all the jokes and all the comedy into the show and the heart to her show, right? Without her, Megumin would never work, the show would be completely dead, right? So that's probably the best supporting character, I think, seriously, from an actual writing standpoint, okay? But otherwise, one character definitely be here is probably Einar, right, from Thorfinn. Vinland Saga, of course, is there in almost every category they can, right? And Einar, Thorfinn's bestie, will, I think, absolutely be in this category. They have Thorfinn, the main character, he's gonna be his best friend, right? And that's like a no-brainer to me. Power probably be in here, right? Not Pushita, but Power. Also a power figure over there, yeah. Power will probably be in here. Power's a great character. I mean, I have a power figure, so obviously Power's a great character. But Power is a really funny, cool character. Also very good. Aifaras, a very popular author. She's gonna very likely be, Denny's supporting character, right? So that's her and Einar. I feel like probably two most likely. Todo should be there. Todo should be like best of friend. Yeah, Todo should be like, I got you, bro. He should be there. My best friend. Oshinokoi character might come in here though. Kana, Ruby. But honestly though, I have to point out though that I really do think that we're gonna have Power, right, and Einar. So it's kind of like, and here we probably will have Reagan, right? Actually Reagan, yeah. So again, their categories are terrible because most is gonna be the same people, right? Yeah, it's gonna be like the same anime. Very likely it will just be the same anime, but the other, the best friend basically. Oh, is it Reagan? Oh, is it Power? See what I mean? Like it's what I said. Yeah, it's what I said. I'm surprised they haven't Einar, but yeah. But mostly, I guess it's corrected, right? Yeah, they're gonna have Reagan, they're gonna have like Power. Yeah, it's like, what's the point of having the category? It's basically like, who's the best main character and the best friend, right? Like most of the picks are, it's Eren, and Eren's, I guess, Hange is the sort of Mikasa. But yeah, Kanna, I call it Kanna-chan, and then Godjo and Ghetto are here, which is a really, this doesn't make any sense. This is again Crunchyroll being idiots, right, in a sense, because Godjo, I guess he's actually, in their own rules though, this is only the first half of Utsukaisen 2, right? So basically, this is the Godjo flashback Gaiden arc. He's the main character, right? Godjo is not the supporting character of himself, you know what I mean? this is how they also make any sense, right? Ghetto is supporting character, though. So if by their own logic, right? By their own logic, Godio is the main character, because this is, in this category, it's only the first episode of Officer Kaiser, right? And again, that is when Godio is growing up, right? He's the main character. It doesn't make any sense. He's not supporting character to himself, right? Ghetto over there, he's supporting character. Stupid. Like, they can never do this correctly, right? Because you can't have that. You can argue later, he's the supporting character to judge later on. But again, you have to remember, these Emmy Awards are not concerning itself about Todo and so on, and whatever. Shibuya Incident isn't really included in this arc. It's mostly just the Godio arc. So it doesn't make it's just so weird. Like, no, like, this is not, no. The rules doesn't make any sense, I feel. But anyway, yeah, Kanna, I guess that. Now, I guess that Reagan probably actually is the best supporting character to pick here, but that aired 2 years ago, though. Hange is a terrible choice. As I said, I'm not surprised, right? It's the same thing as the title one. But Hange is by far not a good supporting character. It's just their obsessive love for the title. She's not, a mainstay character that really brings that together. If anything, is Gabi or Mikasa or whatever, right? Or even Raidor. And actually, her whole characterization in that season is the worst, probably. So, that has like a zero value to it. But whatever. Reagan is probably the best one. Khan is a great one. I guess Ghetto is a good one too, but it's kind of weird. It's slightly weirder. Anyway, now Most Protect, I guess, is like the new best girl or something, or best daughter. Obviously gonna be Anya, which is Anya-chan. Here she is. There's on the corner here. Yeah, obviously it's gonna be Anya Kawaii. This is certainly gonna be Anya. There's no way this category is not Anya gonna win it, probably, right? It's gonna be Anya, and it's gonna be Buddy Daddy's Anya. It's gonna be two Anyas. It's better. It's gonna be daughter. It's gonna be like cute little daughters, right? It's gonna be the tiniest girl from Do It Yourself. Yeah, it's gonna be the tiniest, like 7 girls there. It's gonna be the shortest one. It's only gonna be little tiny musumes. Yeah, it's gonna be everyone's daughters. It's just, come on, this category is just pure like, here's our 6 daughter characters. Who's gonna be the boy? Yeah, I can't even think of like a male character. My Academia so did air, but no one cares about that. Deku must be protected, yeah. No one cares about poor Deku. Remember that this is the season when Deku goes crazy, right? And Deku has to get help by the villagers, basically, to get his morale and so on back again, yeah. But Anya will, of course, be in this category. Anya, yeah, big surprise, Anya-chan is here. Anya, Miri, Suletta is there, though. Interesting show is there. Would be a better main character pick, but Suletta is a crazy sociopath. I don't know. Isn't it about Miorina, I would say, has to be protected? Miorina is the poor woman who has to date the sociopath, yeah. But Pushita is there. Interesting. I'm ready with Pushita here. Very weird category. But yeah, obviously it's going to be Anya and Anya 2.0, Miri. Those are two obvious things. You have to protect those. I guess Budgie is there. Whatever. But the problem with Budgie, I don't think it was Budgie, no. The problem is that Budgie is the strongest character in his anime, right? That's like saying that you have to pick Saitama, yeah. Budgie might be cute and adorable, but you have to remember that Budgie is also the strongest person in his anime eventually. They're actually pretty mid through the anime. And that also is the spin-off anime where he is the strongest already, basically. So that's a really, I think, weird pick, because he's the one protecting Mama Healing and so on, and Dan and so on, yeah. He's the one saving everyone. So it doesn't make any sense, because again, he's the strongest person in his anime, so like, what? Yeah, it's weird. And again, also because it's a spin-off, so he's already leveled up, right? Miri, Anya, the obvious picks, right? Pushita is a weird pick, because while he's adorable and cute, he's not really in the anime that much. Spoilers, yeah. He stops, like, being in the anime after a while, yeah, it's kind of weird. Butchie, I guess, because that's aired 2 years ago. And then Suletta, he's a weird pick, but she's a tomato goofball, I guess. Okay, now here comes the 3. We always fight about this thing. We always fight about best anime song, right? This is always the best opening would have probably been better. Wait, they have, oh my god, now come on, okay. They have anime song and opening. Isn't that the same thing? So this is not ending. They have ending there too. So what is it? Is it an insert song? But this is again like a stupid thing. So can you have an opening here then? This should only be insert songs, in my opinion. Then it's gonna be weird if you have like the same opening can also be here, or otherwise it's gonna be these two categories in the same category there, right? Let's take that last. Okay, let's skip over that. Let's just go to opening here, yeah, and take one that last, because this is probably just a summation of these two, right? You know, like if you take the best one for opening and ending for the best song, right? So it's a very dumb category because you combine the other two categories and insert songs. But anyway, best opening is one of the most debated things, right? Always, every year. They usually have really weird picks there. So, for example, when I start looking at this stuff, right, a couple years ago, they did not have like Dumbbell, right? So it's always funny, you know how it is, right? Like they can't have like an etchy song or whatever, you know what I mean? So even if Dumbbell was by far the most popular song that year, you know, yeah, you say to mascara, so yeah, you know, like it was amazing song, right? I thought I sings it. Didn't have it, right? And everyone was like, that's like the most popular anime by far in song wise. Yeah, like no, but like, you know, it's terrible, yeah, because you know, it goes like oppas and so on, right? Yeah, because I have that. So as always, it has to be proper anime openings. It can't be all openings. And the same thing too, that they never pick openings that are, very rarely will they have openings that are kind of, you know, like Genki and hyped, whatever, right? So it's gonna be these like serious openings, you know, with like drama, so, right? It's gonna be very dramatic, yeah, very dramatic openings. But okay, they probably will have Chainsaw Man's opening, I guess we count them because they're like a year behind, right? They're gonna probably have Yusukai's opening, which is a very good opening too, right? So yeah, Chainsaw Man very likely has to be there with that opening. Mustache the Hates, that's gonna be there. They might have the Bleach opening, I guess. They had one Bleach category, so that's a great opening. Of course, the latest One Piece opening, you just aired like 2 weeks ago, a while ago, is like the best thing ever. You almost allowed the opening, but that probably won't be here because that's like 3. That's gonna be like 3 years from now. Yeah, they're gonna delay that for like 3 years. I wouldn't say that the last One Piece opening that was that good. There's no Black Clover openings, yeah. My Academia has a very good opening. Is that the My Academia opening where they have the so many openings My Academia has, but My Academia has a very, very good opening, I think, this year. The first opening. There are 2 openings, Eve the second one. I like Eve, but the first opening, is that Super Beaver? But whatever, the first opening, the one, you know, when it's like cartoonish, like Marvel comics, that opening is so good. Like both visually, but also song-wise. That opening is really fantastic. The My Academia opening. It's a super good opening. That opening is like super good. Butchie might be here, I guess, because they have Butchie in it, but I don't think the Butchie is a... Butchie, I feel, would fit here more with insert song, right? I feel more that's the opening. But let's see. They will definitely have Chainsaw Man, probably the most likely one. Maybe, yeah. Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer with Man with the Mission, which I also is one of my favorite bands. Yeah, Demon Slayer, I think, is gonna be here too now. Popular anime, good animation, very good band. Okay, yeah. Demon Slayer also feels like a given now. Think about it. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, of course, Oshinkoi. I forgot about Oshinkoi, obviously, yeah, of course. I said earlier with Yasobi, yeah, but obviously Oshinkoi, Kickback, yeah. Yusukasa, I guess it correctly. Well, yeah, Zoom. But okay, Zoom actually has a very good opening. If there's one thing I can say about Zoom, is that the opening is just amazing. If there's one thing, you can ignore the whole storyline. The opening is probably the best looking opening with a bad anime. No, but like, I mean, the opening to Zoom, they have 2 openings. The first opening, I mean, the different version of it. Yeah. The second version of the first opening looks fantastic. Even the first version was okay, but yeah, the second version is arguably just the best animated opening last year from like a pure animation quality standpoint. Yes, the second version of opening 1, yeah, it is really, really good. It is a fantastic opening. So it's by far the best thing of Zoom, 100%. Obviously, Kickback, no surprise there. I said earlier, like, yeah, obviously, it's guys gonna be there. Yeah, I forgot about. I mentioned it earlier, right, like an hour ago. But of course, Yasobi is gonna be there. Kind of surprised we don't see Gundam from the same singer, of course. Yasobi, also a very good opening. Of course, they hate shonen shows, so that's why they don't have Macadamia. I think Macadamia has a better opening than most of them here. Heavenly Delusion, like you see my thumbnail, right, is obviously again the potential choice, right? So this is a perfect example of what I mean, right? When I make my thumbnail, I put again Heavenly Delusion in the thumbnail, and I call it garbage, right? Whatever, because I know there's a pretty bad anime, and they are so in love with it because it's obviously pretentious. So you have it everywhere, and this is perfect example because that opening isn't very good. It's an okay opening, it's a bad opening, but that opening is not comparable to like any other opening in this list here. It's like miles away from them, right? It should definitely not be in the top 6 of opening last year. If you like the anime, come on, the opening isn't that good. Yet it's here, right? Because they're gonna put this in every category they can, because again, it is the obvious pretentious choice. It's classic Crunchyroll. They're just gonna force their shit into it. Also, it has Paradise. It's a pretty good opening, but the opening is very, very weird in that show. For some reason, this anime is way too pushed this season, or this year, I mean. There's someone on Crunchyroll that loves this anime, I guess, because, again, this opening is very good. And, I think we've seen this anime way too many times. It really is a weird pick, I think. I don't know why they're obsessed with this anime, but for some reason, they also throw it in every now they can, but if I feel like it's weird. Anyway, best ending. What do you guys think? Best ending? I guess Chainsaw Man, all 6 categories. Chainsaw Man, it's gonna be in every category. But like, Chainsaw Man has, 12 different endings. Yeah, it has 12 different endings, and some of them are very good, some of them are excellent, right? So, I guess Chainsaw Man, but Chainsaw Man could be like more than one pick then, right? If you're gonna follow these rules here. What anime has good endings? Ending is usually one of the things that you forget about, I think, in my opinion. There are some animes that have really good endings, don't get me wrong, right? But yeah, I think most anime has pretty meh endings. One song that I miss here is Dark Gathering. I really love the opening too, yeah, Dark Gathering. I actually miss Dark Gathering overall in this thing. Dark Gathering is also really, I mentioned there too, yeah, Dark Gathering is a really good anime too. Has a really good opening. I was like, what has good endings? Tokyo Development also has a very good opening, but it's the same song actually season 2 though, but I don't know. Best ending. Yeah, one Chainsaw Man ending. It could have been like 6 Chainsaw Man ending. It's like so many. I guess Oshikoi has a good ending too. Yeah. Demon Slayer. The ending is definitely worse than the opening. That's a terrible pick. Yeah, Zoom 100. No. Oh, come on. The opening is good. The ending is like whatever. The ending is just mid. Isekai has a pretty good ending, I guess. Spike's Family is a better opening and ending, I would say. It's also kind of mid. I don't know, yeah. They're all kind of mid. The only Chainsaw Man is like what I care about here, I feel. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, these two, I guess. Yeah, I don't really care, man. But okay, let's do... actually, we can do best score first. Who cares? Best score is like... It's gonna be the same animes again. Oshunokoi, Demon Slayer, like who cares? It's gonna be... Oh, is it Oshunokoi, Demon Slayer? I think it's... Oh, is it the same categories again? Yeah, whatever. Who cares? It's gonna be something again. Okay, so best anime song. I guess they're gonna use... Okay, combine these two things. They're just gonna combine opening and ending, and also add like Butcher no Rock's insert songs. So it's certainly a bit more Butcher here. And also Yasobi, right? It's gonna be Yasobi and Butcher stuff. Idol Show and Rockstar Show. So that's gonna be it, right? Yeah, we're gonna have... Butcher, yeah, like... That's, yeah, like... Like, what's the point of having this category if it's just like... Oh, you have Idol for best anime song, and then you have Idol from best anime show, and then you have best ending from this thing, and then you have... You know what I mean? It's what I said earlier. Dark Gathering is very underrated. Yeah, Dark Gathering's opening should have been there. I think this is one of the best opening last year. Helk has a very opening. Helk opening 2, fantastic opening. Dark Gathering, Helk and so on. Right? This opening isn't even a good song, I think. But whatever, who cares? No, but it's like, this category is so terrible though. It's just like, as I called it earlier, right? Yeah, it's just the best opening. It's just gonna be here again. This category is, the word is redundant, right? It's redundant. Yeah, it's redundant. It's the same openings again. Oh, wait a minute. Kickback, Idol, Work. Kickbook, Idol, Work. Yeah, it's just a very redundant way to do it. Like, what's the point, right? And isn't the Butcher song... This is very weird, because isn't that Butcher song, isn't that also an opening? They have different... let's see. They have like 6 different songs in Butchie. So Session Complex Butchie. Is that the opening? Yeah, that's the opening, right? Session Complex. This is an insert song. It's the opening theme. Yeah, I call it the opening theme. So this just proves how dumb they are. No, but seriously, this is a perfect example of stupidity on Crunchyroll's part. I mean, seriously, this is so stupid. So okay, so Butchie no Rock's opening, right? Pistol Complex. It is counted as the best anime song. Yeah, okay. But why isn't it here for them in the best opening? Like, it is so. It's why I hate Crunchyroll. It is so stupid. Like, it's just so dumb. Like, how can it be this bad? How can you be this bad at something? Like, this logically, this doesn't make any sense. Wherever I go here, there is no Butchie the Rock, right? In best opening. If I go to the best song, then Butchie the Rock appears. But it's also an opening. So if that song is better than just any other song, it's about the 6th best song this year, right? Top 6 songs, then it has to be better. The innocent arrogance. It has to be, it has to be better than the other songs here, right? That also not there. Yeah, Kickback is in both, yeah. So Kickback and Idols in both, but it has to be better than, like, for example, what's it called, Heavenly Delusion. Like, it objectively doesn't make any sense. You can't have this thing here, not the other one. It's objectively stupidity, right? This thing here can't be here, given that this thing here is a higher category, right? It's a higher, better category. This is just like the combination of the other ones, yeah. It's just so stupid. It's so incredibly stupid. This clearly is a combination of the other 2 categories. So you can't have a show, like, it's just, oh my God, I hate them so much. This is why I can't believe that anyone ever takes Crunchyroll serious or anything. But this is like an incredible objective blunder. You can't have, again, ranting, but repetitive. But you can't have this thing. This doesn't make any sense, right? Like, I mean, if Butchie was here instead, then this wouldn't make sense, right? Because then you have Idol, Kickback, and so on, and then they're both here. Obviously, this category is redundant, because this category basically is the exact same category again. So this overall category is pointless, right? Because it just, I mean, if people vote, let's say that Idol wins, right, so Idol wins here, then it also very likely will win here, right? So it's basically a, pointless category. But yeah, like, it's just stupid. It should be in both then. But otherwise, it basically is the exact same list, right? Suzume is there too. No, Suzume is the only one new as well, yeah. It's replaced as Song of Dead. So it's, right? Yeah, Suzume is gone. But, like, yeah, then obviously, this is also better than Song of Dead, right? It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's just so stupid. It makes 0 sense. Like, this one should have been the other one. What's the point then? What's the point? It's so stupid. This is so stupid. I can't believe it can be this bad. I mean, seriously, how can you be this bad? It just doesn't make sense to be. Like, you have 2 categories that are just the summarization of, you just combine them, right? And then you can't end up like that. Like I said in my top 10, right? Which I take very seriously, right? In my top 10, what I do is called bubble sorting, basically. It's like a bubble sort algorithm, basically, right? To kind of measure between the lists, but it also means that I will never have, like, redundancy. I will never have the same thing twice, basically, right? Or I would never have anything that doesn't make any sense. Like, I can never have a category that is in the B team, not being the A team. So it makes me like a bubble sort algorithm. It's always gonna fix it for me, right? And you can write the algorithm in like a minute. I do it manually when I do it, of course, but if you take your animes or whatever songs and you list them with values, you can just do an array, and it's a super easy code. I think an hour. I can write the code for fun, basically. Super easy. It's basically just bubble sorting if you compare two values like this, right? You can just compare them for like, it takes a second. This is a loop. Like one of the first algorithms you learn at school, right? Basically, if you go to any kind of mathematical coding. Anyway, frustrating. I don't care about English voices because I haven't seen any anime in English whatsoever, right? So ignore it and let's do best voice. Then go to best anime. So I don't know. I mean, best voice performance. In my head, I'm thinking of the. It's always Kenji Suda. It's always Nanami. It's always like, what did Suda do last year? It's always like, what did Kenji Suda do? Yeah. I honestly probably think it's Aki doing Yun. I can come back to that. I think it's probably Yun. Seriously, like she's an amazing actor. She's like it's Yun. See, Power I for us pretty good. That was last year, I guess. Butch's actor is pretty good, I suppose. Also 2 years ago, but that counts, I guess. Yeah, not surprised to see Denji. But I guess Anya. Oh yeah, they actually for once in their life to care about One Piece now because of Gear 5, I guess. But yeah, so they have. I'm just like, they have One Piece here now. She's been doing One Piece for like 26 years or something. This is why it's so stupid. But come on, this poor old lady's been voicing One Piece, Luffy, right, since the beginning. She's like 65 or something, right? They never had her before. Yeah. It's like this poor lady, man. She's been doing this for like her whole life, basically. They're like, oh yeah, finally we're gonna give a little bit. Yeah. But again, it's the exact same animes. It's like only 10 animes exist for Crunchyroll. Like I don't get it. For example, yeah, Dark Gathering. I mentioned earlier. Like don't they want to also promote new shows? You know what I mean? Like they only have the same shows over and over again. Is it the worst list ever? I'm so whatever I thought about earlier. Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, it's such a boring list, right? Like Jesus Christ. Serious surprise. Okay, what is the best anime of the year then? Given that we basically know that they're gonna have exactly the same things all over time, it's gonna be the exact same shows, right? It's gonna be Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen. It's gonna be Attack on Titan. It's gonna be the exact same shows. Heaven Illusion, because it's pretentious. Yeah, it's gonna have the exact same shows, right? It wouldn't surprise me because just like with the best song and best opening, Crunchyroll have to always be incompetent. Like it's like they want to be incompetent. So every year, not every year, but most of the years, they usually have this like completely random anime coming in at the end of the year. I've seen it more than once. It's like this anime is never in any category. It's only in anime of the year. Like suddenly they throw in like some random anime like we haven't even thought about yet. I don't know, Dalmatia or something. Suddenly he's throwing something random. They're like, actually, this is the best anime, even though it doesn't have the best opening song, direction, art, or whatever, right? That happens sometimes. It's quite common actually for them to have this like one random like throw-in that you're like, what? Yeah, they love doing that. Of course, it makes logically no sense because then the anime should have been much more prominent, right, in all the categories, but. I guess Heavenly Delusion is basically that thing, right? It is somewhat prominent here, not very much so, but a little bit. And obviously they love it because, as I mentioned earlier, so that'll probably be here. And then it's gonna be, Demon Slayer titles or what. I mean, it's gonna be like almost every, like I said earlier, almost all of the first like 10 categories is the same anime. Yeah, almost every anime here is basically the same thing. Right? Oh, Oshinokoi, Chainsaw Man. Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Vinland Saga. I mean, it's no surprise. Except that, yeah, but I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. There's no surprise, right? It's just so boring. It's just like the same animes over and over and over again. If you basically looked at this thing here in the beginning, right? Anime of the year, and then you looked at one more category, you could basically guess all the other animes because they're only gonna have like the same 6 or 7 animes, right? Yeah. It is super much it's the same anime. I mean, Demon Slayer is in like every category it can be in, right? Same with Kaisen, same with Oshinokoi, and Butchi is also in a lot of categories, a little less than that one. Vinland Saga was actually in fewer categories than I expected, honestly, but it was still is in like 5-6 categories, right? You really do wonder what's the point of having like 25 categories where you can remove 20 of them. It'd be much more interesting. Honestly, it used to be better. Crunchyroll used to be better, seriously, because, and that says a lot, right? But it used to be better because, like, when I did it the first time, they had, best girl, best boy, so on. That actually was a better, a better, like, summary, but it used to be better because when you had best boy, what can I say? Let's go back. It used to be honestly better, right? Because thanks to Best Boy, Best Girl, Most Protect, and so on. But they had more of those categories. you would actually see like, okay, here's the top 6 or 7 whatever female characters, right? Here's the top 6, 7 boys, right? Here's the top 6, 7 antagonists, right? You really miss the best villain category. It is so stupid. The protagonist thing is basically the main character now, but there's no concern for who's the best bad guy, right? Which again is a huge part of anime and any storytelling. Who is the best bad person, right? That would be the gone, right? And so on. So it actually used to be a lot better, because when you had more of those categories, you would actually talk about other characters, other mind animes. For example, Lily in Zombieland Saga, whatever. You would actually get into more, of the less like maximum popular animes. But now, when they basically have like best art, best direction, best this thing, they're all the same categories, and we only see Demon Slayer, Vinland Saga, Bushi, Oshikoi. It's like it's the same anime over and over and over again. It's just obsessively boring, because it really is just like 2-3 different categories, right? If you think about it, basically best art direction or best direction, kind of the same thing, right? Best direction, best anime, kind of the same thing again. They have too many like categories that more or less fill up the same role, right? It actually was better before, when they had a bunch of like weirder categories that more differentiated between each other, right? So that's actually, it actually got way worse. But I don't know. Spike's Family, I'm a big fan, right? Obviously, I have Anya and so on. But I also didn't feel it was that good, because, I mean, what they did is that they lacked, the beginning was pretty weak, right? Cruise ship arc was very good, but they lacked the start. And I felt it was pretty mid in the beginning, right? Like the first 4 or 5 episodes was probably the weakest episode of Spike's Family. And then after the cruise ship arc, it was better too. So it didn't feel like it was that good, like all episodes. So that's probably why it's in the top. But it's again weird, right? Because we have 2 animes actually aired 2 years ago. Butchie and Chainsaw Man again, right? And they also in most categories. So it just feels really weird when they mixture in 2 years, right? And they fill up a lot of categories with that. And then obviously like Demon Slayer is like every category. If anything, I'm surprised there's no Attack on Titan in this list here, because they have basically Eren and Attack on Titan in like almost every category, right? So that's actually probably my biggest surprise, given how much they're always pushing for their love for Attack on Titan. And like I said earlier, it's so weird too, right? Because they're not including, I guess, the ending. They're only including the first 3 episodes before the ending. Yeah, the Hangi episode, basically. It's super weird. Think about that. They're basically only looking at 3 episodes, I think, of Attack on Titan, which I guess are longer. But the point is, it's like, it's not even a full season, right? They're only looking at like part of a season. Like, it's super strange. Super strange. I mean, Kaguya-sama is arguably the same thing, right? It's like a movie, which also was 4 episodes. So you could argue that Love is War could be in every category. And obviously, I would say that Love is War is best, easily beats most anime in most categories, like comedy and so on. So that could have been like every category too, if you're gonna go for that same thing. I mean, yeah, I'd love it though that I called out that Heavenly was gonna be in many categories. I love that I pinpointed that. Obviously, I'm loving here. Obviously, I did the thumbnail. I did the thumbnail yesterday. Yeah, I did the thumbnail yesterday, and I put Heavenly in it. I was like, oh, it's gonna be in the list. It's gonna be everywhere. Like I know my Crunchyroll. I'm like, oh, it's gonna have it in every category. It's like, it's classic, man. The only thing that surprised me is actually Hell's Paradise. Yeah, Hell's Paradise I am surprised about, genuinely. It feels very strange that it's in so many categories. And when I mean so many, it's like 4 or something. but it's more than I expected, because I would say it's not even close to top 10 last year. And again, I don't hate it, right? I liked it. It's probably in like maybe 15 for me. I don't know, but you know what I mean. It's like it's pretty okay. If anything, the only thing that surprises me, even though these 2 picks there, is the lack of Gundam. Yeah, I'm actually surprised by the lack of Gundam, right? there was one. It's like 2 different categories with Gundam in it. So it's like one here, right? Soletta, yeah. The only thing that genuinely surprises me is there is so little of Soletta and Miyuri, because not only was Gundam Mercury Witch a very good anime, and it's like one of the best anime last year, but they're also, a Yuri is a lesbian couple. So I'm actually surprised, honestly, I'm genuinely surprised, because of course Crunchyroll, they're always pushing like over his budget, to yaoi basically, right? They're always picking the, let's be honest here, kind of the Vogue pick, right? But again, I really love Gundam. I think it's like a very, very good show, and honestly, it's probably the best, Yuri lesbian show I've seen in a long time, right? In anime, it's easily the best Yuri, like, two women getting married show last year, right? They have like this wedding ending and everything, so it's very, very, Yuri and progressive. So, and again, it's a really good show. I recommend. It's like top 10 show easily in my, highest recommendation. So I am honestly very surprised that Crunchyroll would have it more, right, because those shows are always the one they push. So that's actually probably the first time in the last 3-4 years I haven't seen them push for like the Euro show, because they always pick the Euro show and again promote it heavily, right? That does surprise me, but still it is here though, even in this category, which I don't think even makes any sense. So it is still pushed a little bit, but I mean, I thought it could push more, I thought it was gonna be even more of it, honestly. But I guess Buddy Daddies does fulfill that role, because then it's yaoi, is basically, right? 2 guys racing underwater, and this anime is also, that anime is very pushed instead. So it's kind of like the classic cultural behavior. Otherwise, nothing else really. But seriously, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's only like 12 or so animes. It's absurdly few animes. Obviously 6 animes there, but I mean, One Piece, same animes, 8, 9. Oh, go back films. This is the original show that had needed more, but best anime. Yeah, I try going through Mob. So it's about like 11 or 12 or so shows, and then the OG shows, right? Something like that. That's the same thing again, right? Trigun and so on, yeah. So Bleach is the One Piece. Yeah, Fantasy. Yeah, Mushenshi once. Mushenshi was a little more 15 videos. That's true. 15 videos. So, I mean, it's something like 15 or so animes, right? In like 25 categories. They have more categories than they have different animes. Yeah. Like, seriously. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there are fewer animes than there are categories. They're so redundant because the categories are the same. There's so few animes, and I'm just like, my God, it's honestly sad. I think it's really sad, right? I know I said it before, I said it again, right? It's so sad because, when I spend my time doing my reviews and so on, right? What I want to do, right, for some extent, is I want to push for these animes that people aren't watching, you know what I mean? I want to say, this is a great show, check it out, don't sleep on this show, you know what I mean? I want to do that stuff, right? And Crunchyroll is the opposite. They only have the most popular shows ever, as always, and pretend speak. And then it's just like, okay, yeah, it's like nothing new here. It's always the same stuff, right? And again, it's the same anime in every category. So it's just like, my God, like, if you're up to date with animes, and I don't mean like you're hardcore, but if you're like, you see a few shows every season, you know what I mean? You're basically gonna have seen every anime in the list, right? Because it's like the most popular animes per season, right? Yeah. It's just like, it's so boring. Like a normal casual anime fan would have zero basically recommendation from watching this list, right? Because they're all the most popular show anyway. Of course, if you're completely new to anime, then this list is like valuable because it's like, here's basically the top 5, right? But yeah, they could have had, like I mentioned earlier, they could have had like 50 or even more different animes in this list, right? Like 100 or so, right? Could have had if they had better listing, better categorization, having the rules that you can only be in one genre and so on, right? But instead they have like the same 5 to 10 animes in every category, and of course we end up with like 10 animes basically. Like, what is this? It's the same every year. It is hilarious. My favorite though was the Megalobox was in every category except one, I think, like literally, and that was the only one where they should have won to. It was like hilarious because Megalobox first, yeah, was in every category, I believe. Every one or every two, something like that, 1 or 2 out. And it lost every category. Yeah, it lost literally every category it was in. And there was one category where I would say, and more people will say that actually where it really shined, which was like the music, the score, or something like that. And that's where it was in. Like, that was the only category it didn't have, was like the score. We were like, well, that's like the best part of the show, or something. It didn't make any sense, you know. It was like best drama, best comedy, best action. And you're like, okay, and then like, oh, but you don't have it in best score, where it actually is good. It was kind of hilarious, but I remember it was so funny when the result was in, and like no one voted for it in any category, like not at all. They had like 0 votes for every category. It was just like, my god, it was just ridiculous. But anyway, guys, now then we're gonna have thinking about we're gonna have in March, I believe, right? In March we're gonna have the results. Not to be that ranter, but I find that kind of dumb too, right? To me, it seems very late, honestly. I find it late even by them even announcing it now, seriously, because as they've changed the rules, right, and they're not counting the fall season anyway, which is really dumb, but whatever I was talking about last year. That means that they could have basically had these results last year. You know what I mean? So they're not counting like December and so on anyway, right? So they could have revealed this much earlier. Because whatever happens in December doesn't matter anyway. No animes from last month, matters, right? So they could have just made it way earlier, and they could have had the actual like whatever awards, right, in like January easily. To me, it seems really weird actually having it in March. March, like late March or something. It means basically we're in like the next season, right? April, spring season. Yeah, it seems really weird it's coming so late. It seems like a weird thing to do. This feels late too. Like I think last year was the 14th, and now it's 17th. If they're pushing it further and further back, right? What's the point? The event's just gonna be like, well, yeah, we do the award show 2 years after it happened or something. Yeah, it just seems like I feel like Butchie, you could tell me that. Butchie, I barely remember now. Kidding. I mean, obviously I remember Butchie, but yeah, it does feel a little bit, far away. It's like, when did I watch Butchie? It's like, oh yeah, it's like 1 year or like 2 months ago or something. Yeah, it starts feeling a little bit. And then of course in March it's gonna be like 1 year and 4 months, right? So it does feel very late, seriously, for what actually happens. I just feel like no one cares anymore. No, but it's like every YouTuber, me and everyone included, we have our top 10 list already finished, right? Usually people finish them in the beginning of this year or last year. So it's like, I feel like everyone else is like, oh yeah, we've done it. That being said, though, I haven't finished my top 10 video games yet. I'm still working on that. I did my Lies of P instead yesterday. Yeah, Lies of Pi, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, I should do the top 10 list. One reason is because I'm playing Wulong right now. I almost beaten it now. So I started playing last week, right? I started playing Lies, and then I started playing Wulong after that, and I haven't beaten Wulong yet. I'm always beating it. So that's one reason why, I suppose, because I was thinking, should I have it in my top 10 or whatnot? But I don't know. I take it even more seriously. Like top 10 games song, it's like super hard. Like I think about it a lot. But anyway, if you haven't seen it, I have a link below, right, for my top 10 list. I don't want to spoil it too much here, but obviously I've already been over it heavily. So it's like, Ocean Koi is in there, I mentioned that, right? Gundam is in the course, Mr. Kaisen is alright. Butchie isn't in that one though. This is 1 year before, yeah, but that's what I mean too. So I had Butchie in my top 10, right? But of course, my Butchie, that video I published like over a year ago, yeah, from like beginning of January last year, you know what I mean, like 53 weeks ago, yeah. Then I published a video saying that, oh yeah, Butchie, pretty good anime. Chainsaw Man, also pretty good anime. So it really is weird how they're doing it, because we're coming here 1 year later, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I also liked Chainsaw Man a year ago. So what's more, Nagatoro is in my list, something here, right? There's a bunch of anime in there. Danmachi is in my list, which is like a really good anime, especially that season. Yeah, it's like the best season of Danmachi. Dog Gathering earlier, yeah. I don't want to spoil too much here. I want to check out the list, but yeah, there's a couple. It's like maybe half my list or so, roughly speaking, is in this are here, I suppose. So I mean, I want to end on that point because while I'm complaining about the system and how it's redundant and so on, of course, to be fair, it's also like, I mean, yes, Demon Slayer is a good anime. You don't allow Jujutsu Kaisen much more than they do. Yeah, so Todo, so on. Yeah, I mean, end of the day though, obviously they are not completely wrong having like One Piece and Demon Slayer and so on. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, right, most of these picks they have, and again, Oshinoko is my favorite new OG anime, right? Yeah, so I mean, it's not like I'm disagreeing with them in a general sense. On like this bigger, I'm not disagreeing with Crunchyroll on these like general big top popular animes. I'm not, right, but I'm disagreeing with them most massively here, right? When it's like best romance, best comedy, so like we should be much more different shows. They haven't, they forgot like 50 animes, right? Yeah, it's like 50 all the shows can be in here, right? Best openings, yeah, like, no. So that I completely lost me, right? When we get it down here, mostly. Because otherwise, yes, the first like 10 or so categories are basically, the top 10, right? That most people have. However, that being said, again though, it's like, what's the point of having these categories when they're basically the same thing? Like, yeah, basically, those first roughly 10 or so categories, maybe even 12 categories, are almost exactly the same, right? And they're basically everyone's top 10. Like, oh, Jujutsu Kaisen, like, yeah, whatever. What was I gonna say now? More. Oh yeah, check out Metallic Roach if you haven't seen it yet. I uploaded just before the stream. I didn't even have time to I just went for the stream, still a bit late otherwise. So I didn't really finish it up. It was kind of like half by me. But I don't know. I'm thinking of maybe dropping that show because episode 2 today was really weird. It's been more than a video, but it basically had really weird animation where like it wasn't bad animated per se, but they cut away a lot of stuff. So it's like the main cat is running behind a tank after the tank ride, then he jumps to her best friend while she's driving, and then it goes back to the other character, and she suddenly is at the top of the enemy, like riding it. And I'm just like, how did it happen? Like it was that like 5-6 times where stuff happened in between the frames basically all the time. Then it happened like once already the first time. I'm annoyed. It's like, oh, weird. But it happened like 6-7 times, right? In like 5 minutes. So it's like, okay, it's very noticeable, very strange animation, or whatever you call it, directing. I don't know. It lost a lot of faith in it, or whatever I call it, when it happened. It was very, very strange. So I'm disappointed there. Tomorrow I have a conference, so I probably won't make it tomorrow. Yeah, Thursday has shows that I really like, Loom, Eating Food, Shane Soldier and so on. Pretty good animes, but we'll see it tomorrow, because I might see. I have an invitation afterwards. Some science fair. No, I don't know. But I'll probably be home later. Otherwise for me, guys, what I'm hyped right for is, Like a Dragon next week. And I'm obviously going to do a lot more game streaming and so on coming this year, right? A lot of good games coming. So, Like a Dragon next week. And then we have not too much time left for FF7 Reboot, right? I streamed the whole FF Reboot course. I'm a huge, JRPG fan, right? That's how in Japanese casual begin with, right? So, I'm very excited for the months coming. I think mostly in gaming, more than anime. But yeah, it's like FF7 followed by Vision of Mana, and then there's a bunch of good games coming like in February, March, so on. Unicorn Overlord, so on. That being said, though, animes, my god, next season though, oh my god, guys, next season, I said here again, I say it so many times now, but this season is pretty weak, but next season is crazy. Next has Konosuba coming back, right? It has My Academia, it has, Slime is coming back. Next season is just crazy. Like, this season now is, I think, one of the weakest in years, or like, it's pretty mid. It's not terrible, but it's a lot of mid shows, and so much I like, right? But next season is like Mushoku Tensei, Konosuba on the same time, and Slime. It's like my top 3 isekais on the same time. Yeah, it's like literally like my top 3 favorite isekais all airing in the same week, and also My Academia. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty hype. Like, yeah, next season is crazy, and then it's more like that. Yeah, it's like I'm even forgetting animes now. I'll check it one more time. Oh my god, I'm hyping myself up here, guys. Like, Jesus Christ, next season is like the most. I'll say it again, okay? I'm just really, really hyped for next season. Like, it's crazy. This season is, again, like, call it whatever, but oh yeah, it's Demon Slayer too. Yeah, next season is the insaniest season ever. Like, I haven't seen a season this good in like 2-3 years of anime, probably even less than that. So it's Slime, right? You know, my favorite, Mushu Tenshi, top 3, and then Demon Slayer, and also Konosuba, right? So it's like my top 3 favorite animes, isekai anime on the same time. It really is like top 3 isekai anime all at the same time. My Academia, yeah, Demon Slayer, it has like everything. This season is crazy. Like a bunch of other good animes too, you know. Yeah, it's like crazy. My god, that season looks insane. For us isekai fans or whatnot, right? It is crazy, but yeah, it's so many good animes next season. My god, it's just it's like top 5 animes or something. Yuru Camp is there too, yeah, whatever. Next season looks insane, but I have to admit that I'm getting a little bit, I don't know, a little bit bored of doing some of the anime this season. Yeah, this season so far feels kind of meh, honestly. And even Solo Leveling, which I don't hate it or anything, but it just felt so generic. I don't know. I don't know. Everyone's like, Solo Leveling is the best new anime this season. And I'm like, I mean, it was like Mr. Beast challenge. What do you guys think? I don't know. I was like, I liked it. You know what I mean? But I didn't love it. It's like my favorite sentence. Yeah, but I was like, I enjoyed it. But I wasn't like, oh my god, this is the best thing. I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's good. It's like 8 out of 10. I don't know. Honestly, nothing has really surprised me this season, I feel. Nothing has been like, my god, this new show. And, you know, I've seen like every new, how I say it, obscure anime as well now. I've seen all the different weird animes, right, that no one else checks out. The isekais and so on. I guess the healer anime is the one I like the most, with the Melona character. Yeah, he's like Melona, green Melona, that's true. Yeah, that's good. That is good. That is some good stuff, though. That is some good stuff, man. Actually, the Wedding Ring anime also I think it was pretty good. Gal anime, yeah, I don't know. It's like a bunch of shows that I think is pretty fair, but no one is amazing. Anyway, hope you like the stream. Subscribe to tomorrow night, and I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow then if I have time. We can have a pretty weird day tomorrow, but at least they got buy me food, so. Oh yeah, it's longer home commute to, oh yeah, conferences, yeah, conference tomorrow. It ends on a normal time frame, but it's a much longer drive or something, I don't know. But otherwise, I see you guys on Friday with Frieden, right? Yeah, we're gonna drop Frieden list. Well, yeah, Anthony, Frieden is as his high point now. It's tournament talking Frieden, okay? Frieden is one of the best shows last year in my top 10, and it has tournament arc right now. That definitely is a watch on Friday. Yeah, tournament arc always the best thing, right? Yeah, freaking tournament arc. And I do want to say Solo Leveling on Sunday, see what happens.